Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. So I'm sure you have heard that they captured the piece of human filth that assassinated Charlie Kirk. It's still so surreal, so strange. Those images, the reaction to it, all the posts. And I just saw one today, today or yesterday, it was a picture of his wife driving in an SUV. She had the window down and she was waving with one hand and covering her face, I'm sure, bawling her eyes out with the other. It's still crazy. Day before yesterday was 9/11, and to be honest, I hardly thought about 9/11. I was still, like many of us are still kind of reeling from what happened the day before. I didn't really think about it. I saw some posts about it, but I don't know. I don't ever want to post something just because everybody else is. So I didn't really post anything about it. My heart wasn't in it. It's strange as that may sound. But they caught him, 22-year-old. I'm not going to say his name because fuck him. But they caught him, 22-year-old. Apparently his father and another family member turned him in. They found him about 250 miles away from the site of the assassination, and they brought him in. They took him into custody without incident. So now what? You heard the governor the day of saying that, he said, by the way, Utah still has the death penalty. What does that look like? Are they going to fast track him like Timothy McVeigh? Is it going to be lethal injection, firing squad? Does he get to choose? Does the state choose? And I've said this for years, man. The Western world, and in this case, America, we don't have the stomach or the heart to give these people what they deserve as far as punishment. I've said for years that we should outsource it. We should send people at the worst of our worst, the worst of the worst, send them to a third world country where they will either torture them to death or starve them to death or make them work in a cobalt mine instead of the little African kids until he collapses from exhaustion and dies. And then they just kick his body off of the cliff into the abyss. Because here, even the firing squad, well, he gets a bullet to the heart, he gets to die in 30 seconds. Lethal injection, that's a joke. They give you a shot in your arm to put you to sleep first, and then they give you the good shit to kill you. I don't think they do hangings anymore. We don't have the gas chamber anymore. The gas chamber, boy, that's a good one. They seal you in there, put a cyanide capsule under your seat. Now it's time to do your best. Arnold, remember in Total Recall when he rolled down the hill and his mask broke on Mars? That's what I'm talking about. Or even the electric chair. Is his punishment going to be harsh enough? Is he going to be in protective custody? I'm sure he will. For how long? How long will that last? Will the inmates get a hold of him? Will they stretch his anus? You ever you're wrestling somebody and they pull your shirt, now your collar's all stretched out? Are they going to do that to him? Are they going to beat him? Is he going to get what he deserves is the question. And I don't know if our justice system has the capability to do that. I wish they would send him to a third world country and allow them to give him what he deserves. But he can never have what he deserves. Because what he deserves, they stopped doing in like the 1300s. They caught him. He's in custody. He will be brought to justice. That's for sure. And I had somebody in the comments on a Instagram reel that I posted, and the guy said something about Charlie Kirk, making some joke, some bullshit, right? And I didn't respond to him. I just blocked him because, man, I don't got time for that shit. And to anybody who's going to say something fucked up about Charlie Kirk, disparage his memory or say some stupid shit about how he got killed, he deserved it or something. Like, you can get a whole bouquet of dicks You know, you get like a dozen roses or 2 dozen roses on Valentine's Day, but a bouquet of dicks. Maybe have a little baby's breath in there. All kinds of dicks. Short ones, long ones, fat ones, skinny ones, circumcised, uncircumcised. Maybe a couple of homeless ones in there so you get a real pungent fragrance. And just put your nose in there and sniff that bouquet of severed penises. Because like I said in my other video, I think most people are just doing that to get a reaction. Well, you ain't getting one here. That shit, man, that's just crazy. But I'm glad they caught him. What's going to happen? When will it happen? Is he going to sit on death row for 20 or 25 years? Or like I said, they're going to give him the easy pass like Timothy McVeigh and go ahead and send him down to Satan where he belongs. But, man, and what's that funeral for Charlie Kirk going to look like? Man, the people that are going to be there, the outpouring of love and support for his family, for his memory, is going to be amazing. But talk to me, Goose. Meet me in the comments. Let me know what you think about him being apprehended, the justice that's going to be served. What's his punishment going to look like? And how are you feeling? You know what I mean? Are you still kind of, you know, in a surreal haze for what happened? We just saw somebody assassinated. Yes, they attempted to assassinate Trump, and of course I'm glad they didn't succeed, but we just watched a political figure be assassinated in front of our eyes. Who did it? I mean, does it stop with this 22-year-old? Oh, and don't forget, of course, he had a damn Ku Klux trans boyfriend. Of course. Here we go again. Another Ku Klux trans member attached to a shooting. Yeah, what, 7 or 8 out of the last 9 were by these Ku Klux trans members? And let me tell you why I call them Ku Klux trans members. Because who was the enforcement arm for the Democrat Party? Who were the boots on the ground terrorizing black folks and their supporters? The Ku Klux Klan. Who was the enforcement arm of the Democrat Party now? Who is the executioner? They make the policies, they make the rules. These people snuff people out. Who's doing that now? The fucking Ku Klux trans. That's my wife texting me, knowing I'm doing videos. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. I'm out.